welcome to Choose Harlingen. I'm Selene Guerrero, the Marketing Manager for the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation. And with me today are two of our board members, Mr. Mike Allex, welcome. Mr. Ricky Leal, welcome. And Mayor Chris Boswell, welcome. Thank you all so much for everything that you do in our community, and thank you for being here today. So let's get started. We would like for people to understand what their local government does in their community, and specifically economic development, because we are an economic development organization. So let's talk about that. We ensure economic vitality and quality of place. Mayor, would you like to expand on that?
Well, in its purest form, Economic Development Corporation and the city work to create jobs here in the city of Harlingen, and they've done a great job of that over the years. But, you know, economic development is more than that. I think we've understood for a long time that you can't attract jobs, you can't attract people to invest in our community if there's not also a good quality of life. So that's where the city comes in, and the city works to have good infrastructure, that we work to have good processes for planning and bringing businesses to our community and building on those. And also to make sure that we have great things and amenities like parks. And here in Harlingen, we have more parkland per capita than any other city in the valley. So we have to do all of those things together to attract jobs to our community.
Yes, there definitely is. We do have to have those benefits and advantages that we are constantly marketing to attract those businesses to come here to Harlingen. And it's not just, like you said, infrastructure or anything like that, but it's also the parks, the well-being, the entertainment, the education, the workforce. Let's go ahead and talk about education, because we do have such a great school system, not just at the public school level, private schools. We do have a great community college and university located here in Harlingen as well. Ricky, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We are so proud of our of the educational opportunities here in Harlingen. HCISD has been the recipient of many awards statewide. Our school board is recognized statewide. We've got wonderful opportunities for our children, from fine arts to athletics to academic competitions. We also are blessed to have one of the finest technical schools in the state of Texas, maybe even in the country, and Texas State Technical College, who offer so many different programs, work programs that kids can take advantage of right here in Harlingen, and not only for jobs that are here and throughout the valley, but also all throughout the state of Texas and in the country. Just blessed to have that here. And also more recently, the University of Texas RGV has really set up shop and called Harlingen their own. We are so blessed with the School of Neuroscience, which was put together really in a partnership with the City of Harlingen, with the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation, our local schools. That building is under construction and will serve as an extension of the UTRGV Medical School that's already here in Harlingen. So really proud of all the educational opportunities that we have right here in Harlingen.
And with that, I do want to also mention that we do have the early college high school, and that is going to be a pretty awesome facility and school, because it will give students the opportunity to learn from university professors, and I think that is all also happening and should be slated to open. Do we know when?
I understand it's going to open a year from this fall.
Okay.
I'm paying close attention to that, because I've got 2 kiddos, soon to be 3 kiddos in the school system right now, and my daughter, I know, is considering that. Very excited. I know many of the kids are excited about having the opportunity to begin studying college courses and potentially finish up to 2 years of your college before you even graduate from high school. Mm-hmm. So huge cost savings opportunities there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to say that, in regards to what Harlingen School District has done, it's the early college high school, but it's also the other specialty schools that are out there, like the health professions high school, the language arts, and there's also fine arts too. That all these kind of specialty components are what's giving Harlingen a leading advantage right now.
Oh yes, definitely. All these academies, I believe, and I don't want to be wrong, but I believe there are 12 academies that HCSD offers, and these academies provide students the opportunity to graduate with certifications and with associates and ready for the workforce, which is very vital to economic development, having a great workforce that's ready for these businesses that we're attracting. Now, let's get on, before we get into workforce, because that's a whole other thing, let's talk about industries. Regions focus on specific industries, and we work hard to attract those type of businesses to our area. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about the industries here, Ricky, and then we'll go ahead and also talk about the importance of our location and what makes Harlingen the best place to do business in.
I think when you think of Harlingen, we're centralized in the valley, and so that's a natural fit for the healthcare industry. Harlingen has a wonderful medical district, growing Valley Baptist Medical Center, Harlingen Medical Center, Sioux Clinica Familiar, the UTRGV Medical School. That's a core business here in Harlingen. I think when not only here in our city, but the surrounding communities come here to fulfill their healthcare needs, and that's obviously very critical. It's going to be growing in importance in the years to come. You think about Harlingen, you also think about the aerospace industry. We've got the #1 airport in South Texas, bar none. Our number of employments are creeping towards 400,000 a year. The COVID year was difficult, but we've already recovered all of those employments and then some. We've added 3 new destinations in the last 3 months. That's unheard of in the aerospace industry or in the airline industry. And that airport, all that activity is attracting ancillary activity.
Right.
Aerospace, you've got United Launch Alliance, you've got 450 acres of land ready to develop for other space industry type business that it's got to be attractive, especially with what's going on at SpaceX down at Boca Chica Beach. And so I think medical, aerospace, obviously education, Harlingen's got a lot of opportunities ahead.
With regard to that and transportation, we have 2 major highways that converge here. We have a port, all those other kinds of elements that help with transportation, and rail as well, which makes us very unique here in the Rio Grande Valley from that perspective.
Talking about manufacturing here, Ricky mentioned United Launch Alliance. That's a company that is a partnership between Boeing and Lockheed Martin that develops components of the Atlas V rocket. And the Atlas V just delivered the Mars Perseverance rover to that planet, and parts of that rocket were made right here in Harlingen. And so we hear a lot about SpaceX, but their primary competitor, United Launch Alliance, also has a presence here in Harlingen. And we hope to expand not only United Launch Alliance presence, but other aerospace presence here, because we know that we have a workforce that can do the job. They've been doing it for over 30 years, and aerospace has been a part of this city for a long time, as well as a lot of advanced manufacturing that people don't really see when they come to Harlingen, because it's on the other side of our city, away from our retail areas and our residential areas, which is a good thing, but it's something that people don't recognize that we have. And so we've been very, very successful at bringing advanced manufacturing to our community.
Exactly. There is always a lot happening behind the scenes, and I think that's what people don't understand, or obviously they don't see, and they see something pop up all of a sudden. They think, oh, okay, now we have this here, or now we have that here. But some of these projects take years to develop and to happen, and I think that's important for people to understand that there is a lot of work and there are a lot of processes in getting there and getting these high-paying jobs, and making sure again that our workforce is ready, and which we do have great partnerships with TSTC. We're constantly working with them, and Texas Workforce Commission. We're providing and matching grants for some of their high-demand jobs. And Mayor, go ahead and expand a little bit more on healthcare, because the healthcare industry here in Harlingen is robust, and we're known for our award-winning hospitals and healthcare.
Well, healthcare is a great story in Harlingen. It's one that the Economic Development Corporation of Harlingen has had a really important role to play. First in helping to bring the forerunner of the School of Medicine with UTRGV, the Regional Academic Health Center, by acquiring 40 acres to develop a campus on. that now has two very large components of the VA on it, the Ambulatory Surgical Center, which is a 140,000 square foot facility, and a specialty center with 35,000 square feet, and also a smart hospital there to help train physicians and nurses and all other kinds of folks. And the Economic Development Corporation played a vital role in bringing all of that to our community. And today, healthcare employs over 7,000 people in our community, between the largest hospital in Cameron County, Valley Baptist Health System, Harlingen Medical Center, Suclinica Familiar, the Rio Grande State Center out on Rangerville Road, which is one of only 2 state hospitals in the state of Texas, along with the VA and with a psychiatric hospital that the Economic Development Corporation played a vital role in bringing to our community, along with many other specialties here in our community, including UT Health. UT Health has brought a very important presence, part of UT RGV. So we have a great healthcare system that's a very, very important part of our economy. It's the largest sector of people that are employed in this city. So we're very proud of what we've done in healthcare.
Yes, definitely. There is a lot of activity happening, and there's just so much more growth that we can't wait to see, especially with the Institute for Neuroscience. I think that's going to be a wonderful asset that we will be able to promote and talk about and boast about as well. Let's go ahead and shift to retail. A lot of people are always wanting to know what is happening, what can we do, where can we go, let's go eat somewhere, let's go shop somewhere. I think, we're doing pretty well as far as retail goes.
Yeah, with regard to the downtown, I mean, I can remember 25 years ago when the Downtown Improvement District had a vacancy of over 80%. And today it's now the exact opposite. We have more spaces that are filled than ever before. It's a great success story. People from all over the valley come here to shop on weekends. And the great thing about the downtown area is that there's diversity. We've got shops, we've got restaurants, we've got bars, we've got a little bit of everything in the downtown district, which adds to the tax base, and we've been supporting those downtown merchants for a long, long time. Yeah.
Definitely. And I just spoke to the downtown director recently, and she said the FAMSA building is going to be occupied again. There's going to be another furniture store coming in. It's very exciting to see that there's continued activity. And I believe there's a cafe also that just came in. But over the last year, it's been tough on small businesses. But we are so happy to see that they are still thriving and growing and coming and locating here, choosing Harlingen to open up their business. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our retail growth in Harlingen. Would either of you like to talk a little bit more about that?
When I think about retail in Harlingen, I mean, the growth has been impressive. I think the number thrown around has been that our retail sales tax collections have doubled in size over the last 10 years. Which a lot of communities can't say. There's a lot attracting people to Harlingen. The EDC was instrumental in landing Bass Pro Shops, 10, 12 years ago now. And while that story has been well documented, through the pandemic, Bass Pro has experienced growth in sales. So more people are wanting to get their hands on outdoor items, boats, all of the products that they sell there. But Bass Pro in and of itself doesn't tell the whole story. That area, the area around Bass Pro, has added restaurants, hotels, the convention center, the power center across the street. Bass Pro was a magnet to bring all those other businesses in, and that's what's helped drive that doubling in sales tax growth. We've talked about downtown. I mean, as somebody that's grown up in Harlingen, it's been awesome to see how downtown has transformed over the years. with the Reese building, with the Baxter
Right.
building. I'm a personal fan of Jackson Street Cork and Craft. I think that area, there's a martini bar now across this, down the street, which, you know,
And
if
some
you...
great coffee shops too in downtown. I will name, we have the Girl of All Trades and Bandera. Lots
Yeah,
of good
I'm going to
coffee.
forget names of businesses, but the point is to go down there and see for yourself.
Exactly, go explore.
It's increasingly an entertainment place. You can go and have a great evening down there, have great dinner, go out and enjoy yourself, really improving the quality of life in town.
There's also people living downtown now too. We've got housing down there as well. So there's a lot of synergy going on in the downtown area.
Definitely, definitely. Let's talk a little bit about some new businesses that have come to Harlingen recently. Taskus, a call center that just announced in December of 2020 that they would be opening up in Harlingen. They have since hired hundreds of people to work remotely, and I heard that they will be opening soon. Mayor, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, that's a great recent success story that happened actually during the pandemic,
Exactly.
the height of the pandemic, to see that a great backroom operation company like that wanted to come to Harlingen and create over 1,000 jobs in the height of the pandemic.
Exactly,
and so
yes.
they saw a great workforce that could be attracted. They wanted to, I think, replicate some of the success that other backroom operations have had, like United Healthcare, which was another company that the Economic Development Corporation brought to our community over 10 years ago. That's a Fortune 25 company that's located here in Harlingen, Texas, and they've had great success. And if you talk to the leadership of United Healthcare, for example, they will tell you what a good experience they had coming to Harlingen, a great experience, not only dealing with the city and developing the redevelopment of an old grocery store, but the workforce. They're so impressed with the workforce that we have, and they attribute the success that they've had here to the great people that we have.
Yes, definitely. And I think I do want to add that we are constantly working to attract. Our biggest job is to market and attract people to Harlingen. And, you know, I can't name any names or projects or anything, but I do want to say people, you know, need to get excited because there are some national chains and restaurants that are looking at Harlingen right now.
Fellman's Liquor Store, which was here in the Valley, is now Specs, and Specs is expanding into the region. We have a facility on Sunshine Strip, but now we're going to have a new one near the mall. And so they're going to occupy a building that is currently vacant. And so yes, that kind of industry is helping a lot. Harlingen leadership has done phenomenal things with regard to the increased size of parks and other outdoor spaces, including hike and bike trails. We have dozens of miles of hikes and bike trails here along the Arroyo and in other places in the city, and there's an effort to connect them even more as we move forward. Other quality of life things too that are happening here, I think, that are really important when you look at the entire valley, is that I think Harlingen is growing in a very smart way. When we have steady progress, it gives us a chance to stay up with transportation and other things in the community that I think when other communities look at Harlingen, they envy the way in which we can move about our city. And so I think that that's important too as well.
Yes, there definitely is room for expanded growth. We can continue growing here in Harlingen.
Yeah.
So.
And still have some elbow room.
Exactly.
You know, there are parks, like we said, pools. You don't feel the congestion here in Harlingen like you might in cities that have grown too fast. And so we're proud of that, and I think our leadership is aware of that, and we're going to try and maintain that as much as possible. One thing people don't talk about as much in Harlingen, but it's a serious thing, is the financial industry. We're blessed in Harlingen to have 3 headquarters of local financial institutions. We've got a $1.7 billion bank at Texas Regional with a corporate headquarters right here. Decisions are made locally. We've got a $700 million bank at First Community Bank, where I'm blessed to work, which is, we've experienced tremendous growth over the last few years. where lenders are from here, local decisions are made locally and quickly. We've also got a credit union, Rio Grande Valley Credit Union, headquartered right here in Harlingen. Communities would do, there's a lot that communities would do to try and get even one corporate headquarters, much less three. And so I think that's a very serious factor that we have going for us for sources of finance, because business owners need access to capital, and we've got that. We've got all the big nationals and the big regionals, but we also have 3 corporate headquarters of local financial institutions right here in Harlingen, and I think that's a huge thing that small business owners are looking for.
One of the things I'd like to also add is regarding quality of life, and that's that this is a very, very safe community. And people want to know when they're moving here, or if they're investing here, or visiting here, that the place that they're coming to is safe. And our crime rates continue to go down. This is a community that you can walk around in. You can, a lot of times, you can leave your door open to your house. It's just a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. And it's a wonderful feeling to be safe and secure in a place where we really value public safety.
Well, thank you all for being here today and for filling us in on a little bit more of what the economic development and the city partner together do to grow our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.